been away for a while. But I'm back and bringing to you a Q&A ASMR video as promised. I've been collecting lots of questions and I formatted them on a Google Doc on my phone. So I'm just gonna read off of that. Maybe give you some nice tapping here and there. And hopefully you guys will be able to get to know me a little better and also get some crazy tingles. That's the goal, at least. Yeah, I've tried recording this video a few times now, and I find it's a lot harder for me to answer all these questions. So this isn't my first time reading them. I've had some time to think about it, but it's still probably going to be all over the place, so I apologize for that. Okay, so what inspired you to start creating ASMR? So I was inspired to start creating ASMR probably because I had been graduated from high school for a while, and I felt kind of like I was wasting away working at part-time jobs. Like I worked at a bowling alley and I worked at a fast food restaurant, and I felt like I just had a lot more to offer than that. And when just brainstorming things that I could do feasibly right now, I thought of ASMR because I had a decent microphone. I loved it, and I know that I wanted to help people and that I wanted to just share myself, and I figured ASMR was a good outlet to do all kinds of things, utilize my voice, which I like. I could make singing ASMR because I like singing. I could do a drawing ASMR because I like drawing, and ear licking because I love those, and it's just an outlet for me, and also a way for me to feel like I'm doing something with myself. A way for me to, I don't know, help people. So that was kind of my inspiration, just a desire to make more of myself. Let's see, which ASMR artists do you like? Like pretty much, I respect Jibby ASMR a lot, and she's very good at giving me tingles. Plasia ASMR, I love her. Cherry Crush, I think it's adorable. And I love Frivy's ear nom videos. I think she does it best. And I've always liked ASMR Darling. I think we all do. She's just a sweetheart. She never really fails to make me tingle. Do I have a favorite type of trigger to record? Not yet, really. I haven't recorded very many things more than once, so I don't know. So far, I guess I really like the ear licking videos. I've done those a few times. I think it's just, well, for me personally, while I'm doing it, it makes me tingle, so I like it. And I really like whispering. I just like using my voice, because I've always wanted to be a voice actress, so it makes me feel good being able to use it for ASMR. Yeah. Do you ever listen to the radio, like AM, FM radio? Have you ever seen bad TV reception? Does TV static or radio static noises give you tingles? Well, I used to listen to like binaural beats to try to get myself to have lucid dreams at night. and after a while they kind of make me feel tingly, just like staticky throughout my body. I don't really listen to the radio. I find it to be pretty annoying. I think that they overplay too many songs, just the same things over and over again. But I like listening to like college radio stations, because I think that they have more variety, and it's very interesting to hear those people talking, because they're just, like people at my age. But yeah, I also don't like the way that music is mixed for the radio. They just like rise it up to the same level, and I don't like that. I think that audio engineers go through too much work to make the music diverse and interesting, and then for it to just be like raised up to the same level on a radio is disrespectful to that. Do you go to school? No. Right now I am not going to school. I graduated from high school 2 years ago. Was it 2? It was in 2016, so yeah, it was 2 years ago. I had planned on going to school. I graduated early, like I got all my credits into 3 years instead of 4, so that I could go to college as soon as possible. I used to really want to be a voice actress, so that was my plan, but afterwards I got scared and I changed my mind, and there were just too many different things that I wanted to do, and I couldn't commit to anything, so I just started working. Maybe someday I'll take like online classes or something, but school really isn't my thing. I never liked high school or any of that stuff. Do you work out? I mean, I try to do squats like every time I go to the bathroom, something like that, just to keep my butt in shape. I don't know, that's really it. Maybe like once a week I'll do some stretches or some yoga or something, because I used to do a lot of yoga, and I used to dance, so I just like to keep myself flexible, but that's pretty much it. How tall are you? I am 5'2", almost 5'3", kind of a shorty. How old are you, and where are you from? I am 19, and I live in New England, in the United States. Do you have a boyfriend? I do have a boyfriend. He's sitting right out there, probably streaming or something. So, he's a cool guy. Do you smoke weed or cigarettes? I do smoke weed. I think it's a nice way to relax or enhance certain things, like if you're gonna have a great meal, or I don't know, just sit around and play video games all night. But it can be a motivation killer. Trying to stop smoking so much. And no, I don't smoke cigarettes. I think they're very, very evil. I've just always had a really big hatred for cigarettes, and I will never smoke them. Do you like camping? Yeah, I like camping. I like camping a lot. Me and my family used to go up to Bar Harbor and go camping around Acadia, go hiking and stuff, take bike rides. I loved it. I just like getting away from society, technology, being in the woods, being in nature in any setting is really relaxing for me. It makes me just feel harmonious with things. I think it's important to get outside and get away from everything. Where in the world have you traveled and found most interesting? Well, I've only traveled outside the United States once. When I was like 9, me and my family and some of my extended family spent a couple of weeks in Costa Rica. So we had like the whole thing planned by, like some lady, those travel agents. And we went whitewater rafting, kayaking through mangroves. We rappelled down waterfalls. We went zip lining, snorkeling. It was a really eventful trip. We hiked up a volcano. I got to see monkeys. Like, I got to pet a monkey, and we ate some really good food, stayed at a lot of different really nice places, and basically just traveled all around Costa Rica, like through the cloud forest, through the rainforest, through the cities. It was amazing. It was very culturing, and I will never forget it. I actually wrote a little poem about it. Maybe I'll include that in the description somewhere. But yeah, that was probably the most interesting. Which is your political and religion ideology? Now, I don't really follow politics. I find them to be either frustrating or boring, so I guess I would call myself independent. I don't know. And with religion, I don't really believe in any religion. I'm feeling really down, like I'll meditate or something, but I won't think of any specific god or goddesses or anything. I just try to connect to the world. I feel like there's just a certain flow that goes through everything, and you can harness it and connect to it, then that's pretty magical. I guess that would be my religion, so I just kind of believe in going with the way. Taoism, I guess. What you think about communism? I don't really think about communism that much. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? Probably shape-shifting. I've always wanted to see what it's like to be a fish underwater. I would love to see what's at the bottom of the ocean and the depths that we've never been to. I would like to be a bird, be able to fly, and it'd be cool to be able to shapeshift into different people, kind of see what it's like to be a guy. Let's see. But it would also be really cool to time travel. That'd be awesome. Maybe go back to before humans existed, after dinosaurs, and see what the earth is like before there are all these roads and cities and shit like that. I think that'd be really nice. I bet it would have a whole different feel than the earth does now. What kind of music do you listen to? I listen to all kinds of music. Everything except country. I think I have a thing against country because when I was in 6th grade, my bus driver played the same 6 country songs over and over again, and my bus ride was 2 hours, so I just had to listen to it, and I was like, oh my god, I'm sick of listening about beer and country ladies, and I don't know, it's just got to me. But I have a lot of rap artists that I enjoy, like Eminem and Kendrick Lamar and Wu-Tang Clan. I have a lot of indie bands that I like. Gregory, Ivan, Isakov. I love Death Cab for Cutie, Passion Pit, Fiona Apple, The Beatles, Regina Spektor, Florence and the Machine. I really like Taylor Swift. I like Paramore a lot. Grizzly Bear, The Decemberists, Grateful Dead. I could go on forever. I really love music. Do you have a favorite book? There's something that I haven't even finished reading, but I'm gonna say it's my favorite book just because so far it's so good. It's The Name of the Wind. I love the way it's written and the way that it explains everything in it. It's the perfect fantasy kind of book. But I used to be really into John Green. He was my favorite author for a long time, and I read all of his books a couple times. I think he does a good job of connecting to teenagers. What's your favorite piece of clothing you own / owned? Gotta think about this one. I love clothes. I love shopping. I have a cat dress that my boyfriend got me. I wore it for the ear licking video, my first one. I really love that dress. Super comfy and very flattering. I really like dresses. It makes me really nervous, just like talking about all of this. I don't know. I'm glad that I'm doing it. It's good to get out of your shell. But you gotta take a couple deep breaths every once in a while. Like, I'm okay. Okay. What's the most annoying question people ask you? Lately? Are you ever gonna open up more slots for custom videos? I'm making too many as is. So, I mean, it's not necessarily annoying, it's kind of flattering, but I have a hard time saying no to people, so in that way it's annoying because I have to do it a lot. Pick an album you enjoy listening to all the way through. When the Pond Hits, ... by Fiona Apple. And Hazards of Love by the Decemberists. I think that's just a good story. I like Help. It's a Beatles album. I listen to a lot of video game and anime soundtracks. Like whenever I listen to music when I'm driving, but other than that, I just listen to video game and anime soundtracks. So I really like listening to the Wolf's Rain soundtrack all the way through, and the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. And, just Zelda music. What kind of TV shows do you watch? I mean, if I was to say, like, a kind that I watch, it would be anime, but I watch, like, everything. But for the most part, I watch a lot of anime. What's one of your favorite movies? The Last Unicorn. And all of the Miyazaki movies. The Studio Ghibli movies. I love those. I watch them over and over again to fall asleep to every night. They've just always been with me. It's a really important series of movies for me. Do you play any video games? Wait, I play a lot of video games. I've played mostly all the Zelda games. There are a couple that I haven't played, but me and Mike are actually going to stream all of them all the way through pretty soon. As soon as I finish Breath of the Wild. Then we're just going to start from the beginning and go through them. So I like playing those games over again. Like, I've played Wind Waker quite a few times, and Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask. I really like the Metroid games and Mario games like Super Mario 64. And I like Smash Bros. A lot. I love Mario Kart. I'm kind of a Mario Kart fiend. I really love Okami. I like building houses in Sims. I used to want to be an interior decorator, so I have a lot of fun with Sims. I really love Hearthstone. I've tried Overwatch, but I'm really bad at it. I gotta get better. I'm not very good at first-person shooters. I really love Dark Souls. Cuphead's cool. Mario Odyssey is cool so far. I haven't finished it yet. I don't know. Pokemon. Animal Crossing. I really like indie games. Like, I like Bastion a lot, and Journey I love. Transistor is good. Binding of Isaac. Things such as like that. Do you like anime? If so, what are your favorites? What animes are you watching currently? And what animes have you seen? Also, I need suggestions because I'm bored and there's not any new anime to watch. There's so many new animes to watch. There's so many. Can't get me on this topic because I'll talk forever. But some of my favorites, definitely Cowboy Bebop, Avatar: The Last Airbender, if you consider that an anime. Berserk I really love. I really like Steins Gate too. I love Fullmetal Alchemist, the original one. I love Brotherhood too, but I don't think I like it as much as the original. I really like Bakemonogatari. That whole series, or the Monogatari series, is so good. I love that. Wolf's Rain I really like. Samurai Champloo. Soul Eater. I really like Fairy Tail. It's just, puts me in a good mood. Kind of like, just like seeing all the friendship and all the adventure. But I am getting sick of it. There's a lot of filler and a lot of the same things just happening over and over again. That's why I never really got into, like Naruto or DBZ or anything. I like the original Dragon Ball, but, and the movies. I just can't commit to the rest of it. But right now I'm watching Made in the Abyss. It's so good. It's a new anime. It's like a video game adaptation. I would love for there to become a video game adaptation. But it's got a great soundtrack. It's adorable. I really highly recommend that. And I've also been watching Berserk again because Mike hasn't seen it, my boyfriend. And let's see. We're also watching Cowboy Bebop because he hasn't seen that. So, I'm kind of going down the list of my favorite animes and introducing them to him. If you could make out with one cartoon character, who would you pick? Can I pick, I don't know. I want to pick a version of Zelda, but I'm kind of torn between which one. I'm pretty sure I'd pick the Breath of the Wild Zelda because she's my current waifu. And she's adorable. But I also really like Tetra, and I don't know. Skyward Sword Zelda is a cutie. I like her. Yeah. Oh, one of my favorite animes is XXX Holic. I love that anime, and I want everybody to watch it. If you could if you could live in a fantasy sci-fi game or movie world, including any from Legend of Zelda, what would it be? I've always thought it would be cool to live in the town that Kiki stays in Kiki's Delivery Service. It's a Hayao Miyazaki movie. I just think that town seems really nice. And I would also like to be on an adventure like in Breath of the Wild. I think that'd be cool. Or even Made in the Abyss right now. I think it'd be cool to go down to the abyss. That just looks so cool. There are a lot of sci-fi fantasy worlds that I fantasize about living in. I would like to stay at the Great Fairy Fountain sometime and just bathe in that and hang out with the Great Fairy. That'd be sweet. What's your opinion on Jar Jar Binks? It's my opinion. I don't have much else to say. He's annoying as fuck. Star Wars is one of my favorite series, and I'm adding that to my favorite movies. We used to have like Star Wars marathons every year, or my dad and his work buddies every couple years, I guess. It was really fun. I love those movies. Do you have Instagram or any kind of social network to follow? I do have Instagram. It's AftynRose, and I don't really have that many other things that you can follow right now. I'm planning on making a Twitter eventually, but I'm having a hard enough time just organizing all the other things that I'm doing right now, so it's a work in progress. Maybe I can get like a Facebook page or something for suggestions and chit-chatting. Yeah, and then the next question is, will you use Twitter? Lots of ASMR artists use it, and you seem like you'd be a great person to follow. Well, thank you. Eventually I would like to use Twitter. What is the capital of Assyria? I don't know. I didn't know that I was supposed to study for this. What happens if Pinocchio says my nose will grow now? I think that means his nose will grow, but I also think this might be a trick question or something. Maybe it's an inside joke that I'm not in on. I don't know. Do you prefer the sensation of finding someplace warm when it's cold, or someplace cold when it's warm? Definitely someplace warm when it's cold, because I'm usually pretty cold, and I like that sensation of just like heat. It's so comforting. I have fond memories of going outside and playing in the snow with my brother, and then coming inside with some hot chocolate next to the fire, cuddling with my dog. I really enjoy that. And also just like, I ski, so that sensation of like skiing and then going into the ski lodge is so nice, just like relaxing. Going someplace cold when it's warm often makes me feel sick. Like if it's a really hot day and I jump in the water, it feels good, but I'm also always really scared. I have to push myself to do it, you know? Would you rather give up spring or fall? That's a tough one, because I love spring. I love seeing everything come back to life, and I have volunteered at shelters throughout my life, so like that time of year is when we get all the kittens and the puppies, and I love that. But fall has always been my favorite, just the temperature and the colors, and I love it. I love fall. It puts me in such a good mood. It's just a calm season for me. It's also where Thanksgiving's at, and Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday, and my birthday's in November, so I just enjoy fall. There's a lot of things that I look forward to, plus like all the fairs and stuff that come to town. I really like it. So I didn't really answer that question, but can I choose neither? Can I give up winter instead? I hate winter. Well, I love winter. I have a love-hate relationship with winter. I often get pretty depressed during winter and lazy. But at the same time, like, I like skiing. I like seeing snowfall, having an excuse to stay inside and binge watch animes and crank out some video games. But yeah, I would give that up as opposed to any other season. What things are the most attractive in a man for you? I don't know. I've noticed that I tend to like conflicted people. I like fixing things. But I guess I'm attracted to a man with a beard. I like confidence. compassion, and someone who's a lot smarter than me. I like to learn from the people that I'm with and have long conversations about things that I don't understand until I understand them. Mike's really good about doing that. Where am I? Oh yes, do you like to cook? I do like to cook. I don't do it very often. There are a few things that I really like cooking, like stir fry and waffles. I love waffles and I love cooking them. I used to want to open up a waffle cabin. I had like a fantasy of having a waffle cabin and having like goats and chickens and, making everything kind of from scratch. And you could like go outside and pet the goats and then come inside and wash your hands and eat the waffles. Like I have a lot of different waffles that I enjoy making. But, I remember when I was in high school, I had to cook one meal for the family every week. Because, my dad loves to cook and he loved teaching us how to cook. So once a week, he would teach us how to cook a meal and we would cook it. And, so I like doing that. And I hated doing that. But it's led me to appreciate homemade food a lot. We had a homemade meal every day, and it's so much better than a frozen meal or fast food. Now that I'm living on my own in my own apartment, I've been surviving off of like ramen and Eggo waffles. We live right next to McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts and Wendy's, so I haven't been the healthiest. But I still go home every week and have that nice home-cooked meal. So that's nice. Your favorite class in high school? High school sucks. I guess it was in a chambers class, so I really liked that. I mostly just liked traveling and doing the events that we did, but I also liked my AP art class. But it was the first class in the morning, and I cannot get myself out of bed in the morning, so I also hated it, because I would be there miserable and tired. I hated school so much. Did you ever act in high school musicals or plays? Yes. I did a lot of acting in high school. I was in a production of The Music Man, Footloose, Christmas Carol, Oklahoma, Into the Woods. Can't really think of anything else right now, but I did really enjoy that. That was very fun. Back when I wanted to be a voice actress, I signed up for as many acting opportunities as possible, but I prefer just using my voice to act. Being on a stage is hard, but I really liked singing in musicals. That was my favorite. Did you ever dance or cheer competitively? I never was a cheerleader. But I did dance for many years. I did jazz, tap, ballet, contemporary, musical theater, and I was on the performance team. So we traveled around to some competitions and won a few awards every once in a while. It was really fun. It was a good way for me to let out stress during my angsty middle school years, and then as I was going into high school, I think it's important for kids to have something like that. And dance was perfect for me. I felt very confident in my abilities, and I met a lot of really cool people. And, yeah, I miss it. If I was still dancing now, that'd be great. I would love to find a studio that I'd like to dance at. Why are you so perfect? That's so sweet, but I'm not. Nobody's perfect. I'm incredibly flawed. Oh god. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled Where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? If Peter Piper... I'm gonna try to do that again. Okay. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked? They are... It's a good question. I don't know. He probably ate them. I mean, that's what I'd assume that you do with a peck of pickled peppers. They're probably deep in his stomach by now. Maybe even in the toilet. Flushed down the drain. In the ocean somewhere. What is that? That was weird. How are you holding up with your rapid growth? I'm surprised. I didn't know where this was gonna go, and I'm holding up. As my growth continues, I feel like I'm getting more and more of an idea of what I want to do, where my comfort zone is, things like that. Just understanding. I don't know. I'm trying to understand you guys as best as I can, and I appreciate how well people are trying to understand me, and that I may not have realized how much of a demand there was going to be for my content, and I am trying to put it out in a timely manner. But as you can see, I've kind of fallen behind on YouTube, and just falling a little behind in general, but I'm holding up mentally. Now that you are a professional ASMR artist with pressure to turn out new content and meet Patreon reward obligations, does ASMR become not fun at times? It never is not fun. It becomes very hard for me to motivate myself to do it because I've never really had anything that I had to discipline myself with except homework, and for some reason I just cared way too much about my grades. But with this, I'm trying to treat it like that, like this is important to me and I should care, you know? I should care because it's important to me and it's important to the people who are supporting me. So I think it's helping me discipline myself, which I really like because I've always wanted to be self-employed, and it is hard though to get motivated to do it. Because, you know, sometimes I wake up way too late, I feel groggy and tired, and I just don't want to sit and make ASMR. But, you know, I give it a couple hours, and then I'm like, I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it. And then as soon as I do it, it's fun and relaxing, and I love it. So I just gotta always think of that. Damn, it's hot. Are you able to phase out the trolls, or do they get to you sometimes? They get to me sometimes. I think I'm pretty good about phasing it out, because I've been on YouTube for a little while, and Mike he's very well versed on YouTube, so he does a good job of telling me, like, you know, people are gonna say whatever they want, and they don't necessarily even mean everything they say. And as long as I keep a positive outlook, then it's gonna be okay. And I just try not to let them get to me. What was your last job before you began your career in ASMR? What were your responsibilities? My last job was kind of a summer job. I worked at an ice cream place and also a fast food restaurant. So some days I would be scooping ice cream, but most days I was in the kitchen. I preferred that because I didn't have to talk to people. And I could listen to whatever music I wanted, and I could just, you know, it was really busy, so I would just get through the day super quickly, flipping burgers and dropping fries down, you know, things like that. I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoy cooking, and I enjoyed the people I worked with a lot, because it was like a family restaurant that has been a while in my town forever, and I used to love going there and getting ice cream. Everything was homemade. I mean, the food wasn't necessarily homemade, but all the ice cream was. We made it right there, and we would have special flavors every week that I got to be a part of deciding what was going to go in it, and it was really rewarding being a part of that, but it was also horrible because it's so hot. I would go home covered in grease and sweat and ice cream, and it's also like I would make food for people all day for 12 hours. You know, I worked long shifts, and then the next morning I would have to go back and clean up the yard, and it was just like sad seeing how disrespectful people can be. Like, there was trash everywhere. I don't know. Makes me upset. And I liked it there, but I would burn myself every day. And just one day I dip my fingers in frying oil, and it was one of the most painful things ever. It was these 2 fingers. And yeah, that was kind of like my last straw. And another day, I almost sliced my finger in half on like a tomato slicer. I'm just a clumsy person. And yeah, it really wasn't the best job for me. I just really love the people, and I am so glad I'm not doing that anymore. Can you describe the moment you decided to focus on ASMR? Was there anything or anyone in particular that gave you the confidence to make the jump from hobbyist to professional? I can think of a few people that really helped me. The moment I decided to focus on ASMR was exciting, very exciting. Like, as my channel was taking off, I was like, maybe I could make a career out of this, you know? I don't have to be flipping burgers or working at a bowling alley. It was super exciting. It just feels good to know that people are interested in you. And I mean, Michael really helped me make that jump. Just, you know, seeing me come home kind of upset every day, and then seeing how excited I was with ASMR, I was like, why don't you just do that? And even if it doesn't work out, you know, we'll get through this together. And then there were a couple people who've been there with me since the beginning. I won't say your names because I don't know if you want to remain anonymous, but I hope you know who you are, because there was this one person who helps me organize things and keeps me happy and successful, and I feel like I owe them a lot. And someone else who really pushed me to turn this into a career and encouraged me and made me believe in myself, and I appreciate you both so much. I hope you know who you are. So, that is everything. Thank you guys for being patient with this video. It's taken me too long to do this, but I'm glad that I finally did, and I hope that you guys feel a little closer to me. Please let me know what you thought, and